Flight Boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of Planetary's Moon, Flight Boss, the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now we're going to talk about self-doubt. Now, self-doubt can go very deep, and we're going to talk about self-doubt in astrology. Now, before we talk about what planet is correlated to and what's going on in a person's chart to feel this energetic force, let's talk about self-doubt in general. Now, self-doubt could go in two ways. Now, everybody was born into this existence not knowing shit. So everybody got to get a hold of these things. And once you understand astrology and things of that nature, you understand the closer the planet or the star, the more influence it have on you. The further away, the more you have to go through astral traveling to sense that energy, or for it to take effect on your physical body in some way, shape, or form. So when we talk about the closest stars to us, these are the ones that's in our rotation. So, but the furthest ones away is the ones we have to understand from a non-physical level. You know what I'm saying? These are not the planets that's interacting with your physicality as much as you think, as far as Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. But when we talk about self-doubt, now self-doubt can go in a lot of ways. When a person don't know themselves, right, automatically by default, a lot of their self-doubts come from external references, an external person, place, or thing. You see what I'm saying? And when I say self-doubt, you need to understand that it's called self-doubt, not other people doubting you, self-doubt. And when you give others or some external reference the power and authority to cause you to self-doubt, you gave them that power. You see what I'm saying? So you have to understand that also. Now, but a lot of people who don't know themselves could be tricked by this based upon what society have placed for us. So society has placed things and obligations for you to do. Society has placed a basketball league, football league, you know what I'm saying, beauty salons, you know what I'm saying, beauty partitions and things that you know, all these things in society that's set out in place for males and females to do. You know, these are things that you have to set out to do in order to feel comfortable and use your self-knowledge in some way, shape, or form. And when you get into these vibrations, what's the first thing you want to do? Feel acceptable. Feel like whatever you're doing is relatable. Feel like you're doing a good job. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to feel opposed against when you get into these vibrations. So that can cause self-doubt already on your planetary alignment of self-doubt. You see what I'm saying? So you're placing... You may get all this self-doubt about, oh man, I'm not acceptable, or this may not be right, or I shouldn't put this out at this time. But you need to realize, what is that based upon? It's based upon something outside of you, an external reference. So, you know, if a person know themselves, they will know that a lot of their doubt come from themselves. And they will know not to doubt unless it was expressed in that way, and then that experience would give them something to learn and bounce off of with their friction and their bouncing back and forth. You see what I'm saying? So when you want to talk about, now let's talk about the self-doubt planet itself. Now the self-doubt planet itself is Neptune. Now why is that? Like, each planet represents an actual energetic force. You know what I'm saying? If you want to talk about a person's actions, what they're consciously aware of, how they view things, then you may want to, and their ego, then you may want to talk about their sun. Talk about what a person love, appreciate, value, what they're willing to compromise with. Then you may want to go to their Venus. Think about how they think, communicate, and analyze. You may want to go to their Mercury. But when we talk about a little further out, and when we talk about a person's self-doubt, we have to go to Neptune, because what does Neptune represent? A person's dreams, illusions, creativity, imagination, fantasy realm, spiritual limits. See, the further away the planet, the less that it affects the physical body, and it affects the astral body. See, you have layers to you. Same way you got the nucleus, you got all these layers with your brain tissue, then your skull, then your skin. It's the same way with these other realms. So when you look at Neptune, right? Now, Neptune brings dreams, illusions, creativity, imagination, spiritual limits, and fantasy realm, right? Now, key word though, illusion. Now look, we in society right now where your dreams and imagination could go two ways. Everybody have dreams and imagination. Now in society right now, we live in a dualistic society. So right now, depending on your planetary alignment, everybody got the opportunity and had the possibility to present their dreams and imagination. Everybody has dreams and everybody have an imagination. But in this dualistic society right now, you got the opposites, the polar opposites. So if you present your dream in imagination, if it's going to be perceived as negative, it's going to be perceived as being in an illusion, which quote unquote represents Neptune. Now, if your dreams and imagination get seen as positive, then they're going to be seen as creativity, quote unquote, the representation of Neptune. See, Neptune is dreams, illusions, creativity, and imagination. So your dreams and imagination get constructed in two different forms depending on how well you're able to construct your dreams and imagination. A person who got a bunch of bad alignments or just don't know themselves and they construct their dreams and imagination in a wrong way is going to be seen as this person in an illusion, this person in their own world. If a person know how to construct their dreams and imagination in a way that's relatable or harmonized with the society we in right now, then this person's dreams and imagination is going to be seen as creativity. You see what I'm saying? But both of these come from the astral realm, the spirit realm, you know what I'm saying, the fantasy realm. So this is why all this consists of Neptune. Now, reason why I say self-doubt comes from this, because look, key word, illusion. So, you know, a person's dreams and imagination go back and forth between illusion and creativity all day. See, these is one and the same. It's just we in society right now that like to separate shit. You know what I'm saying? You might have this dream or imagination, right, about how to throw a football, but if you on a basketball court, right, everybody gonna be like, this cat's in his own world. Dude, do you realize we're playing basketball? We're not playing football? So here's what you need to understand. See, in society, the society, what they presented was the basketball court. Your imagination and dream didn't match that, so it was seen as an illusion. You see what I'm saying? Or you was in your own world. But really, it's just not that. They're really one and the same. It's just the society is what made the dualistic part of it. What made the separation. What made this, that, and what you was kicking that. So, got to keep that in mind. Because all this is going to be correlated to breaking down how people feel self-doubt correlated to their Neptune alignment. Now, what motivated me to actually do this video also is because of myself. Like, I have the sun. Now, any angle you're going to have with Neptune is going to create that illusion or that creativity. Now, it's up to you how well you're able to jump rope. If you know thyself, you know your signs, you know what sign your Neptune in, you know what alignments to have, then you are that's just half the battle. You're further ahead than someone who don't know themselves. A person who don't know themselves have to go through numerous of experiences to learn that. Where if you just know yourself, you're able to be an outside looking in type of point of view. You'll be able to see what experiences you need and what ones that you don't need to even go through to learn what you already have within inside you. You see what I'm saying? So any placement you have with Neptune is going to bring that battle, that constant battle with your dreams and imagination. So that constant battle between illusion or creativity, that being super weird or being super spot on, that being super far out or being super unique, that whole extreme area of life right there, that jump rope balance between, is this going to be creative that come out your mind, or is going to be seen as an illusion? So that's always going to be filtering, no matter what alignment you have. But if a trine and sextile know how to handle it, know how to use it to their advantage, the square and the opposition may have to go through experiences to understand this. The conjunction could play throughout all four of those, at all at separate times, depending on who they're interacting with. Now, reason why I brought me into the conclusion, because my sun squares Neptune. So, you know, the sun represents your actions, the way you act and how you see things and what you're consciously aware of. And it squares Neptune, which is dreams, illusions, creativity, and imagination, spiritual limits, and fantasy realm. So the square represents the learning process. So these are things I had to learn in my life. You see what I'm saying? I had to learn from other people's actions, the way they act, and because I may have doubted my own actions. Like I doubted how I act. I doubted how I see things. So I didn't want other people to be consciously aware of my dreams, illusions, creativity, and imagination. So I kept it hidden. I had to learn how to apply that, learn how to pay more attention to that, learn how to start expressing it, learn how to act on these things, learn how to make it consciously aware for other people to see it, by utilizing it with my actions and how I act and how I view things in some way, shape, or form. I used to keep this held in. I used to self-doubt my actions. I used to not act on things. You know what I'm saying? I used to not And then I put myself in my own illusion. I create a whole world for that feeling. I used to be like, man, if I act like this, this will happen. Or if I do this, this will happen. You know what I'm saying? Then I jumped into my own illusion with my actions. See, it's square. And I have to learn how to differentiate between the two. You see what I'm saying? And then vice versa. My actions, the way I act and how I seen things was always in an illusion, was always fantasy. I seen everything like mysticism. I seen everything supernatural. So I had to learn how to separate what's reality and what I need to be paying attention to, and what's fantasy and what's not fantasy. You know what I'm saying? I got to learn that. The square is the learning process. And then, you know, slowly through life, you start going through experience to release it. But, you know what I'm saying, you hold a lot of these things in. So I used to self-doubt and hold in a lot of my actions and things of that nature, because I used to doubt that. And I didn't want it to be seen until I learned how to accommodate it. And then was no ego there. All my ego was evaporated. You see what I'm saying? Into some illusion or something like that. And then vice versa. My dreams, illusions, creativity, and imagination, right, was held in. I didn't express it to anybody. Time to time with music and things of that nature, but my inner thoughts and my inner imaginations and things of that nature, I held it in. It wasn't seen because I didn't feel like it should be. I had to learn eventually how to let it be consciously seen or aware by others, aka my son. You see what I'm saying? But see, it's a gift and a curse to everything. That might have hindered a lot of relationships. That might have hindered a lot of my growth. That might have stagnated me a lot of times. That might have made me seem weird around a lot of people a lot of times. It might have made me seem like I was an illusion in my own world. But see, it's a gift to everything also. The gift was when you in that realm of reality and experiencing those worlds for a long time, you get to learn a lot of things that people who are always consciously aware are not learning. You know what I'm saying? People who are always consciously aware into their environment, their neighborhood, their surroundings, the people they're involved with, and always paying attention to what's going on and not drifting off into la la land or daydreaming or going off into their dreams, imaginations at times and their illusions at times. A lot of times they lose perspective of the behind the scenes realm of reality. So these people become manipulative or they get manipulated and don't know that they're getting manipulated in the time. So you see what I'm saying? You have to pay attention to that also. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the curse is when I do choose to express actions and things of that nature, they may not even make sense a lot of times. And if it do make sense in the internal realm, it's really for self purposes. So even just expressing it to someone else is purposeless. There's no purpose to that. So you can end up into a world of your own, a lost world of your own too, with the sun squaring Neptune. So, you know, that bring a lot of self-doubt. Now, Neptune square the moon. This is going to bring a lot of self-doubt up based upon emotions and feelings and things of that nature. The people who make you feel certain ways, you may create certain illusions around these things, right? So like a person's actions, like their sun, what they're making you consciously aware of, which is their actions, the way they act, their viewpoints and things of that nature, right? That might be all the proof in the world that you might need to get the fuck away from this person. But with Neptune squaring the moon, you got to learn how to do that. So through experiences, you're not doing that. You're like, nah, that person is not like that. You're not taking into consideration what you're seeing based upon how you're connected with that person. Whether it's like your relationship or a family or friend or memories with this person, or they're part of your geographical location, or whatever the circumstance of how you know this person, the moon connects. But at the same time, when it's squaring Neptune, it's going to connect with that illusion there. So this person's actions and things of that nature may be showing you need to get the fuck away from this person, but the behind the scenes realm is what's still helping you be passive to a lot of those things and still connect to that person. So you may get taken advantage of and de-appreciated a lot of times with the moon squaring Neptune based upon the illusion that you're putting on the people that you're connected with, the people, places, and things that you're connected with. And situations may have to be harder and harder. You may have to experience harder more situations in order to get up out of that. You know what I'm saying? God and the universe will come to you like that. God will come to you in a worse and worse and worse way until you realize, like, okay, no more ways. You ain't got to come to me in no more other ways. I get it. You see what I'm saying? Got to get deep like that. And then when you talk about, and you automatically going to be in that kind of mind state if you got Neptune squaring moon. Yes, you already in that mind state. I'm telling you this, and I got Neptune square the sun. And I'm in that mind space. So if you got Neptune square the moon, you definitely in that mind state I'm talking about, when you automatically in that realm dancing around like, all right, should I just be cool with this person just for today, or you know what I'm saying, just because, or you know what I'm saying, you letting a lot of, compromising with a lot, you're dealing with a lot of illusion and doubt, to the point that you got to develop a whole lot of courage to be like, look, I see what's actually going on, but I gotta let it be known now. See what I'm saying? Now now Neptune squaring Mercury. Now with Neptune squaring Mercury right here, this can make your thoughts, the way you think and analyze, and the ideas that you got accumulating in your head, this can make that kind of be an illusion. So the stuff that's on your mind is an illusion. Now this don't work too much on the physical like the sun and the moon also. So when you have Neptune squaring your Mercury, a lot of times you could put yourself in an illusion, and this could build ego though. A person could be in their own world, in their own illusion, and think they're the shit with Neptune squaring Mercury. And you're going to have to learn through experiences dealing with people, places, and things that you're not. You're going to get a lot of people coming to remind you. You know what I'm saying? Because you can put yourself in your own illusion. Then you can start to think other people think in ways that they don't even think. You got this own illusion. Yeah, I know this person think I'm this, or I know this person think I'm... See, with Neptune, see, now it works. See, every planet works different. That's why don't be even thinking just because you got a sextile or a trine or things of that nature. Don't be thinking just because it's a sextile or trine, it's a conjunction, that it's necessarily a good thing. Because a lot of times you can have a trine represent gifts. You can have a bad gift. It depends on what two actual planets is aligning each other. You see, that's what it depends. But when you got the moon square Mercury, that's how this will play out. So, you know, you might need someone to come into your life and give you a little bit of doubt, so you can learn how to relate a little better and learn how to put yourself in a situation where you're not being too much into yourself and trying to create your own way and your own perception of how you think people should see you. Man, plug the fuck in. God damn. And then also with you could say Neptune trine and Mars. Now you have the gift to doubt or have your intent. Mars represents intent, willpower, passion, motivation, and desires and goals. So with the trine, that represents a gift. So when you got Mars trine and Neptune, you got a gift. You got a natural gift of doubting your goals. Every time you might be the type of person, or you might be around this kind of person who got this alignment, that every time you're around them, they got this talent, they got this heavenly gift. But the moment you give them props about it, like, man, you should do this, they start doubting themselves. But yeah, I don't think I could do this though, but you know, I seen it this way and it's not quite that way yet, so I gotta continue. It's those kind of people. That's when you get the Neptune trine and Mars people. They got that gift. So they got a gift to, like, their intent, willpower, their passions has a gift to be creative, but they also got that gift to doubt it all the fucking time. 1 second, let me check the oven real quick. Yeah, sorry about that. Turn the oven off real quick. But yeah, you know, at times and stuff, they got the opportunity. So if you got Mars, if you got Mars trining your Neptune, then you know what I'm saying, you in that kind of situation where you're kind of now Mars ain't conjuncting, but at the same time it's in the same sign a lot of times, so I could kind of overcome it a lot of times. But at the same time, you need to pay attention when you have Mars trine. It's a gift. So you got these natural gifts, but you're going to have that gift of doubt, that gift of illusion at times, that gift of someone else goals and intent being better than yours, and maybe you need to set yours aside and learn a little more. So make sure you're not putting yourself in that situation also. You see what I'm saying? Also, when we talk about Neptune, let's say Neptune motherfucking Neptune sextiling Jupiter. Now this is a sextile. This is gonna let you know why it's not always necessarily good. Neptune sextiling Jupiter, because what's Jupiter? Jupiter is your experiences, And your experiences always cause expansion, because all your experiences, you're able to extract meanings, wisdom and knowledge out of it, and place new meanings and reasonings to things. You know what I'm saying? So you're extracting wisdom and knowledge and placing new meanings and reasonings through your experiences. And overall, that caused expansion. So whether the experience was good or bad, it still caused an expansion. That's always good. Because even if you went through a horrible situation, relationship, or whatever, that taught you something. You know not to get back into that. So that's always positive. You know what I'm saying? Now, for the most part, when we say sextile, sextile creates opportunity. It's an opportunity, right? So when you have Jupiter sextiling Neptune, a lot of times your dreams, illusions, creativity, and imagination is going to have opportunities to be experienced. See, so when we say experienced, you can experience, but there's also going to be others within that experience, because an experience is truly, you can have your own self experiences, which, yeah, you're going to be that person who's always finding the opportunities to daydream, always finding the opportunities to get out your creative endeavors in some type of way, always finding the opportunities to dive into your fantasy realm, your mystic realm, your subconscious realm, the things that you creatively want to do. But you also going to find opportunities for people to see it in an illusion, for people to see. You're also going to find opportunities for self-doubt. You're going to find opportunities where you could go for your goals, but you may doubt it. You're going to find opportunities to experience your dreams and illusions, creativity. You're going to keep mixing mambling with the illusion part. You're going to keep experiencing opportunities to experience your dreams, creativity, and imagination. But on the flip side, you're going to experience the illusion part of it also. So you may be the type of person with the Jupiter sextile Neptune as a person who something good might happen. You may witness an expansion in your life somewhere, but within that goodness, a snake come with it. You know what I'm saying? This might be a person who give you a contract for you to do all the things you ever wanted to do, but this person got something in the contract scamming you. You see what I'm saying? It's one of those things. It's one of those too good to be true type of energies. So you always going to have that sense of doubt, always going to have that sense of someone taking advantage. Someone is going to end up taking advantage. All these opportunities is always going to be taking place. You're going to think somebody's helping you, they really hurting you. You're going to think somebody is trying to hurt you, these is the ones trying to help you. You're going to always witness opportunities to experience these illusions play out in your life. You know what I'm saying? And these illusions that play out in your life could turn into creativity, could turn into your dreams, could turn into your imagination. And that's the difference when you got the sextile energy when it comes to Jupiter and Neptune. You see what I'm saying? It's like some things you can't help. Sometimes you're not going to realize you're in an illusion until you realize, like, damn, that was an illusion. But in the Jupiter sextile phase, they all play out as experiences. You know what I'm saying? So make sure your vibrations stay on a good sense. Make sure you always want to have good dreams, because you're going to experience them in reality in some way, shape, or form by sextiling Jupiter, by Neptune sextiling Jupiter in your chart. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, it just goes deep. The self-doubt things goes deep. It goes deep. You can have Neptune, any type of alignment Neptune gives off, and especially the squares. Anyone that it gives off is going to have that spark and the illusion and things of that nature. Let's talk about, let's go into Venus. Neptune square Venus. Now, this is a deep one right here. This is a very, very deep one, because this goes into love matters. Like, what is Venus? Love, appreciation, value, how you relate to others, things you're willing to compromise with, things you may overindulge into that you need to learn how to do in moderation. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about Venus in general, that's all the things that all the people, places, and things that you appreciate, that you like to cling on to, and things of that nature. And you don't want to see yourself without. These are the things you're bouncing back and forth off to in harmonious states, not negative states like Mars. So, because Mars is better for business. That's how you bounce back and forth from friction and business and desires and passions. You have to work a goal. Venus is a harmonious thing, something that doesn't take hard work to receive, aka pleasures and sex and relationships and things of that nature. A lot of times relationships, all that take is communication. A lot of times a lot of relationships go downhill from lack of communication. And a lot of times that be all it needs. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Venus plays in a different dynamic. So when you talk about Venus squaring Neptune, now this person may need to learn. Now this person really need to learn how to separate illusion and reality when it comes to the things that they love, appreciate, value, how they relate to others, and the things that they're willing to compromise with. Because when you got Neptune squaring Venus, this could play out in drugs, people, material, emotions themselves, and your dreams and imagination themselves. And you will overindulge into those realms and be willing to compromise. So with the Neptune squaring Venus, you got possibilities of overindulging in drugs, and not just overindulging, learning, not doing it in moderation, and going too far to the point that you didn't create an illusion around it. So now you are compromising. You are compromising with your habit. You may do this with a person, family member, or especially a relationship or a friendship or something like that. You just know for a fact you done created this whole big old illusion. Everybody talking to you like, we don't see your relationship like that. You the only one who see your relationship like that. You ever been around that type of person? They get either always arguing or some shit like that, or one person always getting their ass beat, she always getting her ass beat, or this nigga always getting kicked out. Whatever end is on, and you're around this person, and this person like, but she loved me. Or then she or you, a girl, you going to your sisters or your friends like, man, yeah, he hit me, but nah, he still love me. Sometimes he get like that with he see, that's those people right there. That's those people. You need to look at their chart. Your best friend Mike got a motherfucking Neptune square Venus. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna create all this illusion around the people, places, and things that they love, appreciate, value, and relate to, and willing to compromise with. And they're gonna overindulge into those things and be willing to compromise their own problems and issues in their own life with these things, or these people, or this location. They're gonna be willing to compromise like it ain't nothing. You see what I'm saying? Also, when it comes to this circumstantial situation with Venus, Neptune squaring Venus, you need to make sure you're understanding the difference right there. Now, you're going to be very dreamy, creative, add a lot of fantasies, spirit to the bedroom, to the people that you love and appreciate. You know what I'm saying? You even gonna, so your dreams, illusions, creativity may even support someone else, so what they love to do and things of that nature. So you're gonna be all in the pocket. But then there that goes again. You're being too passive. You're being too supportive. You're giving too much of yourself to others without seeing and filtering through the illusion and how you're supposed to see yourself. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, keep that in mind. With the Neptune square Venus, things could go deep. Things could go motherfucking deep right there, to the point that you get lost in love and you may kill your motherfucking partner, or you may be lost in love and your motherfucking partner come kill your ass. See what I'm saying? And it's because y'all both lost in a goddamn illusion. Or if you the one with Jupiter squaring Venus, you're lost in a goddamn illusion within that relationship, and you need to figure out the difference between the dream and the imagination and the illusion that you didn't paint it for yourself with this relationship, and the reality of this relationship. And the longer it takes for you to understand the difference between the two, the harder the experience in between that you're gonna have to experience. See what I'm saying? So yeah, this self-doubt shit can go deep. And you know, it's like with Neptune squaring Venus, you can doubt reasons of why to get out of a relationship. You could be a girl getting your ass beat and doubt reasons of why you should leave. You see what I'm saying? It goes deep. If you a dude, you always getting kicked out, and she always being overly, you know what I'm saying, nagging and things of that nature, and you kind of know that she just giving her nice attention to another nigga, you know what I'm saying, or another guy, you know what I'm saying, then you need the longer it take for you to realize the difference between the illusion you putting around this relationship or the reality of the relationship, the longer it take, the more experiences you gonna have to experience, to the point that you may end up just experiencing coming home one day and then that nigga in the bed. You see what I'm saying? So get in and get out while you got a motherfucking chance to know yourself. Flight buzz, bitch. Goddamn air.